Long before court papers were filed and headlines started spreading across the internet, Jelly Roll and Bunnie XO looked like one of the strongest couples in entertainment. They weren't the polished celebrity pair who pretended everything was perfect. They openly talked about struggles, hard conversations, and the work it took to keep a marriage alive. That honesty made fans believe their relationship was built to last. Which is exactly why the news of their divorce hit so many people by surprise. But what happened behind the scenes? And why is everyone suddenly talking about Jelly Roll's daughter instead of the divorce itself? The story took a dramatic turn when Bailey and DeFord, Jelly Roll's 18-year-old daughter, went live on TikTok and delivered a warning that instantly exploded across social media. She claimed that if she ever told the full story, the entire internet would crumble. Those weren't casual words spoken in the heat of the moment. They sounded like someone carrying a secret too big to ignore. Naturally, the internet wanted answers. But were people chasing the wrong story all along? As rumors spread, social media filled with theories. Reddit threads multiplied overnight. TikTok creators dissected every old interview. Instagram comment sections became battlefields. The biggest theory was also the most predictable. People assumed someone had cheated. Celebrity breakups often follow that script, so many believed this one did too. But according to Bailey and everyone was looking in the wrong direction. For nearly a decade, Jelly Roll and Bunnie XO had built a relationship that fans admired. Jelly Roll often spoke about his troubled past, his mistakes, and how Bunnie helped him become a better man. Bunnie, meanwhile, made a career from speaking openly on her podcast, never shying away from uncomfortable conversations. Together, they created an image that felt authentic. They laughed together on stage, supported each other's careers, and repeatedly said the secret to their marriage was communication. So when the marriage suddenly ended, many fans felt like everything they believed had been turned upside down. But was the truth really as shocking as Bailey suggested? According to public court records, Jelly Roll filed for divorce in Tennessee on May 18. The paperwork listed irreconcilable differences, with the couple separating just over a week earlier. There was no emotional social media statement. No carefully written joint announcement. Just legal documents that quietly became public. Within weeks, reports confirmed the divorce had already been finalized. The settlement remained mostly private, leaving the public with almost no official explanation. That silence created the perfect environment for rumors. Every day without answers brought another theory. Some blamed the pressures of constant touring. Others wondered if fame had finally changed their relationship. A few believed money had become an issue. Nobody really knew. And that's exactly when Bailey first entered the conversation. But what she said only made everything more confusing. Weeks before her now famous live stream, Bailey had already posted a message asking people to stop discussing her family. She called the divorce a private matter and told followers to focus on their own lives instead. At first glance, it looked like a simple request for privacy. Then she added one tiny word that changed everything. She said she wasn't going to speak about it, yet. That single word sent fans into detective mode. If she planned to speak later, did that mean there was something major she wasn't ready to reveal? Was she protecting her father? Was she protecting Bunnie? Or was she simply frustrated with strangers judging a situation they didn't understand? Nobody knew. But curiosity only grew stronger. Then came the cheating rumors. They spread faster than almost anything else. Some pointed to Jelly Roll's past mistakes, assuming history had repeated itself. Others even linked the divorce to his dramatic weight loss, suggesting that his physical transformation somehow changed the marriage. The speculation became relentless. But Bailey finally addressed those rumors directly, and she didn't leave much room for interpretation. During her live stream, she stated clearly that nobody cheated. Not her father. Not Bunnie. Nobody. She repeated it with obvious frustration, sounding exhausted by having to correct the same story again and again. If anyone expected her to dance around the question, they were disappointed. She shut the rumor down completely. But then she immediately opened another door. After denying infidelity, Bailey claimed that nobody online had guessed the real reason behind the divorce. She reminded viewers that nobody outside the family had lived through what actually happened. Suddenly, the conversation shifted. If cheating wasn't involved, then what could possibly be serious enough for her to claim the internet would crumble? That's the question that has kept people talking ever since. During that now viral live stream, Bailey's emotions were impossible to miss. She told viewers to stop attacking her father's name. She insisted people had absolutely no idea what had happened behind closed doors. Then came the statement everyone clipped and reposted. She promised that one day, when she finally decided to tell the full story, the internet would crumble. Not be surprised. Not be shocked. Crumble. That choice of words instantly became one of the biggest viral moments of the summer. But why make such a dramatic promise if she wanted privacy? Just as quickly as she raised expectations, she changed the subject and continued chatting with viewers as though nothing unusual had happened. That sudden shift only fueled more speculation. Fans replayed every second of the live stream, convinced they had missed hidden clues. Reaction channels analyzed her tone. Others debated whether she genuinely knew something explosive or whether she was simply speaking from emotion. Meanwhile, Bunnie XO had also shared her side of the story, although many people didn't realize it at first. During an episode of her podcast, she reportedly described the breakdown of the marriage in greater detail than either of them had publicly discussed before. She explained that a heated argument around Mother's Day became the breaking point. According to her account, she told Jelly Roll to file for divorce. She also revealed that she wanted the couple to try therapy, while saying he wasn't interested in taking that path. Despite describing painful moments, Bunnie insisted the divorce wasn't driven by hatred. She repeatedly said they wanted to remain close friends and continue supporting each other moving forward. She also spoke openly about years of fertility treatments and the emotional pressure of trying to grow their family while living in the spotlight. But then something unexpected happened. The podcast episode disappeared. Nobody officially explained why it was removed. Instead of calming the conversation, the deletion created even more questions. Clips continued circulating online, and many fans treated the missing episode as evidence that something important had been said. Whether that assumption was true or not remains completely unconfirmed. But once people believe there's hidden information, it's incredibly difficult to convince them otherwise. Could the deleted episode really contain missing answers, or was the internet simply reading too much into it? Jelly Roll later addressed the divorce during one of his concerts. Speaking directly to the audience, he also denied that anyone had cheated. He reminded fans that Bunnie had already spoken publicly and described her as someone who would always remain his best friend. The crowd reportedly fell silent as he spoke. It wasn't a detailed explanation, but it showed there was still respect between them despite everything that had happened. Then another unexpected detail surfaced. In her memoir, Bunnie revealed that she and Jelly Roll had actually found a surrogate and were hoping to welcome twins into their family. She wrote about wanting to raise children together and build a future filled with love. That revelation changed how many people viewed the timeline. If they were planning such a major life step, how did things fall apart so quickly? And is that what Bailey believes people still don't understand? Online reactions remain deeply divided. Some believe Bailey is protecting her father while hinting at a larger truth she isn't ready to reveal. Others think she's simply an 18-year-old watching millions of strangers dissect her family's most painful chapter. Many argue her frustration feels genuine rather than calculated. Others insist that every new statement only keeps the rumors alive instead of ending them. There are also people who believe the simplest explanation may be the correct one. Relationships sometimes end because communication breaks down. Years of pressure, demanding careers, personal struggles, and emotional exhaustion can slowly push two people apart. Those supporters argue that there doesn't have to be one dramatic secret hiding behind every celebrity divorce. But if that's true, why would Bailey insist that nobody has guessed the real story? At this point, here's what is actually confirmed. Jelly Roll filed for divorce after nearly 10 years of marriage. The divorce was finalized only a couple of months later. Both Jelly Roll and Bailey have repeatedly denied that infidelity played any role. Bunnie has spoken about communication problems, a Mother's Day argument, and wanting therapy while maintaining that the split remains respectful. Beyond those public statements, there is no confirmed evidence supporting a more explosive explanation. Yet the mystery refuses to disappear. Every new interview, live stream, deleted clip, or social media post seems to answer one question while creating several more. Fans continue revisiting old podcasts, comparing interviews, and searching for hidden meaning in every sentence. That's the challenge of building a public image around openness. Once the details stop flowing, people naturally assume the biggest secret is still waiting to be revealed. For now, Bailey remains at the center of the conversation. She says she wants privacy, yet every time she speaks, millions of people listen even more closely. Whether she eventually shares the story she keeps hinting at, or whether the promise of the internet crumbling becomes nothing more than another viral quote, nobody knows. Until someone inside the family decides to fully explain what happened, speculation will almost certainly continue. And perhaps that's the biggest mystery of all. Is there truly one missing piece that changes everything, or has the internet convinced itself there's a bombshell simply because nobody likes an unanswered question? Only time will tell.